Yo guys, what's going on? SJ here again, bringing you all another Team Fortress 2 related video. So, in today's video we're going to be talking about the top 5 cheapest but best looking unusuals for the Demoman. Just remember that this is my opinion, so if you disagree with any of the unusuals on this list, feel free to let me know in the comments below and tell me what you would put there instead. So with all that out of the way, let's get straight into this video. So in the number 5 spot on this list, we have a Blizzardy Storm Tavish de Groot experience. This unusual comes in at only 14.5 keys, and it's a pretty good hat with a really nice budget effect. Now I really like the effect Blizzardy Storm because it's really clean, it's really noticeable, and it goes with pretty much everything because it's white, and white goes with everything. It goes with red, goes with black, goes with yellow. It goes with everything, so that's pretty cool. And the Tavish de Groot experience isn't a bad hat for Demoman, but it's not my favourite. I find the sort of hair things on the side look kind of weird, but you know, that's just me. So let's get straight into the number 4 spot. Okay, so the number 4 spot on this list, we have an Orbiting Fire Tartan's Tyrolean, or Tyrolean, I'm not quite sure, we'll just go with Tyrolean because it's easier for me to say. And this hat comes in at 15.5 keys, and I think that's really good of a price for such a nice effect on a nice hat. I really like Orbiting Fire as an effect because it's kind of like a mini burning flames going around your head, and while it's not the most noticeable effect in games, it's still pretty easy to spot. And also it's a really cheap effect, so I think it's pretty good. And the Tartan's Tyrolean, I think what I really like about that is it has that sort of checkered pattern on it, which is, I think it's the tartan pattern, I'm not quite sure. I really like that. So that's pretty cool. Also, I like how it's like a really deep, it's sort of really nice red or like a really nice blue, depending on which team you're on. And yeah, that's about it for this hat. Let's get straight into the next one. Okay, so at number 3 on this list we have a circling peace sign, Prince Tavish's crown. And the crown is quite an iconic Demoman hat, which is well known because Sin has a Burning Flames one and King Raja has an Orbiting Fire version of this hat, but we're looking at the Circle Peace sign. I really like this hat because it's a pretty goofy hat and sort of describes the Demoman as like the Highlander King, which he is, and I think it's pretty cool because the Circling Peace sign, while it's not like a first gen effect or anything sort of fancy, you can really see it in a game, and like the fluorescent yellow and pink really stands out, and I really like that. Another thing that this hat has going for it is that it only costs 16.5 keys, and that's pretty cheap for a pretty sweet hat with a nice effect that you can see, and well you can't see unless you like taunt, but you know, everyone knows that about unusuals, but that the enemy can see and your teammates can see so that your medics heal you. Anyway, that's getting a bit off topic. Anyway, so this hat only comes in at 16.5 keys, which is a pretty neat price for such a cool hat and effect. And 16.5 keys I think evaluates to like $40, which is still pretty cool. Anyway, so let's get straight into the top 2 on this list. In the runner-up position on this list, we have a Disco Beatdown Tamo Shanta coming in at 17.5 keys. And while this hat is up there being one of the more pricey ones on this list, Disco Beatdown is a really nice budget effect. And it's really cheap and it's really nice, which is pretty much what I just said, but it's double really cheap, really nice. So anyway, it's a really cool hat with a really cool effect for a really cool price. So the Tamo Shanta, I don't know, I have mixed sort of feelings about it. Like, I guess I kind of like it. I like how it sort of reflects back to being of like old Scotland, you know, that kind of theme-ish to it. But you know, I'm not so sure about it. However, the effect Disco Beatdown, which I bet I've already sort of explicitly explained that I really like this effect, because it stands out in games, it's colourful, it's beautiful, it's nice to look at, and yeah. So before I ramble on more about Disco Beatdown, let's get into the number 1 spot on this list, which I think is even better. In the number 1 spot on this list, we have my all-time favourite Demoman Unusual under 20 keys, and that has got to be the Starstorm Slumber Prince Tavish's Crown, coming in at just 14 keys. This thing is cheaper than the circling peace sign, and I get the reason that it would be quite cheap is because there are many mixed feelings about the Scream Fortress 2016 Halloween effects, but personally I really like the Starstorm effect, so that's why this one got onto this list. And I mean, I've already said in the last Prince Tavish's Crown feature on this video why and how I really like it, and I think it's pretty cool, pretty casual Demoman cosmetic. And I do realise that there will be a lot of controversy to my decision with the Starstorm Slumber and like effect choice for this, but I hope you all agree with me on this. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be wrapping it up for this episode. I'm actually hoping to get the heavy one of these out either tomorrow or the day after. Would be pretty sick. And then I'm going to do a collaboration with Skywatch TF, which I'm sure a few of you know at least. He's a pretty good SFM artist, and we'll be doing the top 10 cheapest unusuals for Demoman, 5 of which will be featured on my channel, and the other 5 will be featured on his channel. So be sure to look out for that on both mine and his channels. And I've been really loving making this series and all the other series on my channel because it's been really helping me as a person sort of play a little less video games, believe it or not, and actually spend more time video editing. I can spend up to like sometimes even 3 hours per video, which is pretty ridiculous, but that also includes the SFM time and all that, and I've found I'm getting really good at SFM. And I'm really happy about that because it's something I've really wanted to be good at for a while now. So yeah, that's about it now, guys. I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. And until then, have a swell day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.